stopped at the gas station here in New Haven, Missouri to get some snacks for the trip home. I know what you're thinking, hodgepodge Dodge garage, but you got a Ford hauling around all your Dodge junk. And I guess you're not too far off from that. So about still another 45 minutes to the house, get this thing unloaded. Finally, I can show you guys a successful auction find. My older brother actually found this for me on an internet site. A guy that he works with does a lot of woodworking, and he was looking at auctions that had pallets of wood, and this truck just happened to be in amongst the stuff that was for sale. And this is a 1950 Dodge 1-ton pickup. This thing actually has a clear title. I got on that auction site, bid on it, and won. And I'm extremely happy. I've looked for one of these for the longest time. My grandfather a long time ago actually had a 2-ton truck, this body style, and he had a wrecker bed on his actually, but this thing is still, you know, considered a pickup truck. One thing to kind of keep in mind if you're looking at one of these cabs is maybe taken off of a frame and you're not really sure, but one way to spot these pickup trucks is the fender. Now you can see how the flare on it's flared out just a little bit, but if you look at the 1.5-ton or 2-ton trucks, the fender actually stops here, and then it has a separate piece with a fender flare that comes out about 4 inches or so. So that's kind of a good way to spot that. But like I said, this truck actually has a clear title. It turns over. The auctioneer actually came out and started talking to me whenever I was loading this thing up on the rollback. And he said that this was a local truck from a farm just a couple miles down the road in New Haven, Missouri, where I was getting this at. And he said that the fella that had this bought this truck brand new and used it around his farm, hauled feed, went into the store, you know, just use it as an old pickup truck like it was. And I'll show you the inside. This door's kind of beat up, which, you know, it's not really a big deal. I could probably actually get in there with a porta power and spread that door back out, and it'd probably be all right. As you can see, the interior is really not too bad at all. It's actually got the key up there, which I'm thankful. They said they tried to get this thing started. It would turn over, but it just didn't have any spark. So, as you know, with these old trucks like that, there's not very much that could go wrong to keep this thing from starting. I'm trying to see what that tag said over there. Oh, you can actually control a seat, and I guess it's kind of, well, you could before the mice ate it up. I'll show you under the hood as well. These old Dodges have these really neat butterfly hoods. But you can see that the engine is all there. It's probably the closest. This is probably the most complete old truck that I've ever bought, in all honesty. I've had a few old Dodge trucks. I've had a couple 50. I guess I had two 54s and a 55 Dodge truck, and their cabs are a little bit different, but I've had a 53 and a 54 International pickup. But like I said, this is probably the most complete truck that I've ever bought. Looks like nobody's really messed around with this thing at all. But you see the bed's a little bit rough. It was marketed as a dump bed, but it just has this flat bed. It's kind of got some real neat sides that somebody made up for it, turned in kind of a stake bed truck. But it's really not in that bad a shape at all. And like I said, I've been looking around for one of these for the longest time. This thing popped up. My brother found it. It's kind of a really neat story in a way as well, because I went inside before I loaded this truck up. I had to square up with the auction house and pay them and sign the title and everything. And they had me sign the bill of sale, sign the title, and they said, well, here's a death certificate. I said, well, what do I really need the death certificate for? And they actually said that this truck belonged to a big family, and there was two older brothers that would always go in halves with everything. I kind of find that to be one of those meant to be's, because you can see in parts of the video my older brother went with me, and my brother and I are very close. Like I said, he actually found this truck, so I kind of find that really neat that it was also two brothers that had this back in the day. But that's really neat that it got passed down essentially from two brothers to two other brothers. But anyhow, that's enough of this old truck. Appreciate you watching the video. Fox Shop and Central Oregon Shenanigans links will be down in the description below. Kind of a shorter video for today. I planned on recording a lot more whenever I got to the auction to load it up. It's been a miserable day outside and raining really bad. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice, but with the weather today I figured that there wouldn't be that many people over there getting their stuff, and I showed up and just about everybody that bought something was loading it up on a trailer, so it was kind of hectic. Luckily I had that truck and they didn't have to use a forklift or anything to try to push it onto a trailer or anything for me. But I'm trying to get this video out today. I may actually have a video out tomorrow working on another project that I got, but I figured I'd take you along with me, show you a little bit of the ride, and hopefully you like the newest project truck. But thank you very much for watching the video. Leave a comment down below. Consider subscribing if this is the kind of content that you're into. And just a friendly reminder that it doesn't matter if you're working on your project in a garage or in your driveway. What matters is that you go out there, you do the job yourself, and you learn more about your project, whatever that project may be. My name is Zane, and I'll catch you next time.